Now, one of the big issues, I'm going to get into the details of the filing that was vindicates General Flynn in a minute, but I want you to understand something. The left and their allies in the media, in quite a juvenile fashion, and said, well, if Flynn wasn't guilty, then why did he plead guilty? Well, the evidence shows that he was coerced into pleading guilty. And he pled without knowing the full facts and circumstances of his prosecution, namely that the FBI had no A, basis to question him, and B, had concluded that he didn't lie. That conclusion was concocted months later under the corrupt Mueller investigation. So what does this all mean? It means that General Flynn should never have been prosecuted. It means that the Mueller operation was an ethical morass and was thoroughly corrupted. It means, because these documents the Justice Department and FBI have had from the get-go, they all knew. Now, who knew what and when? I don't know within the Justice Department. I don't know when Attorney General Barr, for instance, knew about these specific documents, or even Director Wray. I suspect Wray knew a lot longer, has known a lot longer about what was entailed here. But as an agency, these agencies knew that Flynn was an innocent man, but instead were willing to put him in jail. So you've got this rot institutionally within the Justice Department and the FBI exposed by this. And of course, it exposes for the corrupt operation we knew it to be, the Mueller operation, because that prosecution took place under Mueller. And if I were the president, I'd pardon everyone targeted by Mueller. I'd pardon every witness he questioned. If he loses, Biden, and whoever the nominee is for the Democrats, and they come in, you can see from their comments today or this week, they're going to come in and try to re-prosecute these people. President Trump should pardon Flynn. He should pardon Manafort. He should pardon Stone. He should pardon witnesses they still are threatening, like his son. Maybe he should pardon himself. I don't know. I think he technically can do it, drive them crazy, but he should do it anyway. I mean, the left is willing to put those who get in their way politically in jail. I mean, we saw that with Flynn. We saw it with Trump. And they'll break all the rules to do whatever it is they want to do to obtain and retain power. We saw that with the impeachment. So if you want to know why I get upset, it's because I know this injustice was going on. I know this injustice is going on. How do I know that? Because the documents show it was going on. And that's why the Justice Department was forced to do this. And I'm going to praise General Barr for doing this. Other attorney generals may have not have done it. And frankly, if Jeff Sessions went into office and Rod Rosenstein was still running the operation, practically speaking, it probably wouldn't have happened. But let's be clear, none of this would have happened but for the diligence of Sidney Powell, General Flynn's new lawyers. Because Sidney Powell forced the government to cough up these records, and the records were just so devastating. In many ways, Attorney General Barr had no choice but to do the right thing here. So I commend General Flynn. I commend General Barr, but it wouldn't have happened but for this outside pressure from Sidney Powell, who deserves so much credit for doing this. Because when she first came in and wanted to pull back on Flynn's plea deal, a lot of people were skeptical that it would go anywhere. I didn't know if it was going to go anywhere because the government holds all the cards in prosecutions. But unlike most lawyers in town here in Washington, D.C., and of course she's not really from Washington, D.C., she understood the depth and depravity of the corruption of the Justice Department and the FBI. She knew they were willing to say and do anything, outside the law even, to get people like Flynn indicted, prosecuted, in jail. And so she pushed back, and she forced the disclosure of these records. records that we had already been pressuring for the release of and had been gathered, presumably in response to our FOIA requests. So they were all just set, ready to be released. And it shows you the importance of transparency to upholding the rule of law.
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all the latest news from Judicial Watch.